is only when ghetto youths dead, them a hero. Me put me trust in a Jaja, because mankind they will kill you. Clash on the Dunes is done. The alphabet letters have spoken, and they say clash of the mandatories now. Let's talk about it.
Welcome to Real Life Boxing!
Everybody feel good. Yes. Everybody feel good. Brother, if you bring your gun, nobody knock it. Feel good. Everybody feel good. Everybody feel good. Blessed love and blessed day. Oh, boxing world, boxing nation, fighting world, fight nation. It's Coach Fire, and this is Real Life Boxing. And I hope that everyone is feeling good today. The WBO and the IBF says the clash on the Dunes is done. It is time for the clash of the mandatories. And before we get into it, I'm going to ask you guys to smash on the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the bell icon so you can be notified when all content is being uploaded. And you can be notified when we are going live on Real Life Boxing. Let's talk about it. The WBO and the IBF, as you guys know, these guys are saying, hey, you guys got to fight some mandatories. You know what I'm saying? You guys got to fight some mandatories. Obviously, there's been a lot of talks about what was going on with these alphabet belts. If Andy Ruiz was to win, there was a lot of talks about Andy Ruiz vacating the WBO and vacating the IBF, and then talks about Kalnatsky and Pulev fighting for the IBF, I think, and you know, whatever have you. It's just a whole bunch of confusion. But Anthony Joshua has won his titles back, and a lot of people felt like if Anthony Joshua won, then these then the alphabets, you know what I'm saying, the sanctioning bodies weren't gonna pressure Anthony Joshua to vacate, or were not gonna pressure Anthony Joshua to fight his mandatories. But the alphabets have spoken, and they say, hey, it is time for the clash of the mandatories, the WBO and the IBF. I know he has a few months to fulfill one, and then a few more months to fulfill the other one. Eddie Hearn says he just has to talk to the organizations and see what they can work out, but Anthony Joshua plans on holding on to all of his belts. He said, I worked this hard to get all my belts back, and I'm not just gonna give them away like that. A lot of people are talking about Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Sasha Usyk next, but I don't really think that one is gonna happen next. I think that we'll work it out where he ends up fighting Pulev. I believe Pulev is the WBO mandatory, or maybe Pulev is the IBF. Like I said, it's a lot to keep track of. It's a lot to keep order of. But either way, there are two mandatories set in place. One has to be fulfilled here, I think 120 days, and then the other one has to be fulfilled in 180 days or something like that. But either way, the mandatories of the WBO and the IBF have to be fulfilled, and in those positions is Pulev and Alexander Usyk. Now, I think that he's going to fight Pulev next. I don't really see him jumping in there with Alexander Usyk, even though I think that he beats both of them. Alexander Usyk, possibly a tougher fight. Well, obviously it's going to be a tougher fight than Pulev. But I don't see Anthony Joshua back-to-back off of the Andrew Ruiz fights, in which the first one was really tough for him. I don't see him just coming off of those two fights and jumping right in there with Usyk. He might satisfy the mandatory of Pulev first, and and go from there. Also, there's talks about Pulev and Usyk and Derek Chisora fighting. So it looks like they're trying to make that fight. And I really don't think that Usyk wants to jump right in there with Anthony Joshua anyway. So it looks like they're trying to make that fight with Usyk and Derek Del Boy Chisora, and then AJ will fight the winner of that one. But I believe that he will take Pulev first, you know what I'm saying, and that would be his stay busy fight. He should be able to deal with Pulev fairly easy, and then he will fulfill the other mandatory in Chisora and Del Boy, whoever wins that fight. You know what I mean? It really doesn't matter for his next fight as far as Deontay Wilder is concerned, because Deontay Wilder is already scheduled to fight Tyson Fury in February. You know what I'm saying? And you know, whether or not that fight is going to happen, who knows? I keep saying it that I think Tyson Fury is going to find a way to pull out of that rematch, you know what I'm saying, with everything else that he has going on. Just doesn't look like Tyson Fury is focused on boxing, and doesn't look like his mind is on boxing right now. You know what I mean? So with that being said, like I said, Deontay Wilder definitely not going to be AJ's next fight, because Deontay Wilder is already lined up to fight Tyson Fury in the rematch. So AJ gonna have to take you know, a stay busy fight anyway. But what I see happening in this situation is AJ fighting Pulev, and then possibly fighting the winner of Usyk and Chisora if they make that fight. And then I think that he would look towards a fight with Deontay Wilder. That's my personal opinion. I see the fight with Wilder happening maybe not the end of 2020, but maybe sometime in early 2021. And a lot of people, you know, feel like that fight is not going to happen, especially the Wilder, you know, the Wilder lovers, you know, that hate AJ. Sorry, I had to stretch. Yeah, especially the Wilder lovers that hate AJ. They just think that you know, AJ is just taking these belts and then going back on the run with no interest in fighting Deontay Wilder. But I think as long as these two dudes are in the sport, and as long as they both have championship belts, I think that this fight is gonna be made. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, early 2021 and maybe end of 2020, but I see early 2021. You know what I mean? Like I said, I see AJ fulfilling his mandatories, you know, which he has to. He said he doesn't want to vacate. But, you know, who knows? Because AJ has a tendency of, you know, sometimes saying one thing but then doing the other. So, like I said, he told us that he does not want to vacate. And I kind of believe him. You know what I'm saying? He went through all of this to get all his straps back. And I feel like he would like to hold on to him and not be stripped, you know, right away from his titles. You know what I mean? I feel like AJ is a pretty stand-up guy when it comes to that stuff. I think that his loss has helped him immensely. I think that the loss has helped him immensely, not just physically, but also mentally and emotionally, you know what I'm saying? And that's because even though boxing is a very physical sport, you know what I'm saying, a lot of it is mental, you know what I'm saying? A lot of it is emotion. A lot of it is it's up in here and it's in here. How you gonna deal with the fight, you know, when you get in the ring? You could be physically built for the fight, and you could physically have all the capabilities and all the talent in the world, you know what I'm saying? But if your head isn't right, if you don't have the heart, you know what I mean, then all that stuff goes right down the drain, you know what I mean? So I feel like the loss definitely helped AJ. The loss and then the win definitely helped AJ build back up his confidence. Could have been an ego boost for him. You know, either way, I feel like the loss has the loss and then the win, losing the titles and regaining them back. I think that has done a lot for AJ, for AJ's boxing inside and outside the ring, for his character. You know what I'm saying? His boxing in the ring, his character outside of the ring, how he trains, how he prepares, you know, all of this stuff. You know what I mean? I think that that was a huge wake-up call, and I think that it served Anthony Joshua immensely, because the big question was, how was AJ going to bounce back from this? You know what I'm saying? People talk about panic attacks, people talking about, you know, him just not mentally being ready, concussions. You know what I mean? A lot of people were saying he's not mentally built for boxing. Yeah, he's a physical juggernaut, but he's not mentally and emotionally built for boxing. But he's bounced back and he's proved everybody wrong. And I think that he's even proved something to himself. That's why I say that I believe that the loss, losing the titles and gaining them back, I believe that that did something huge for Anthony Joshua. But we will see in the near future what happens. But like I said, the alphabet organizations have said Clash on the Dunes is done. It's time for the clash on the mandatory. So we got Pulev and Usyk up next with Del Boy, Chisora, you know, there, if he can beat Usyk. You know what I'm saying? But that's a good fight, and I don't count Del Boy out of that fight. But like I said, we'll see what happens. Clash on the Dunes is done. It's time for Clash of the Mandatories. You guys tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section. Until then, keep fighting your fight and protect yourself at all times. Peace and one love. So if you like this video and you would like to see more great content like this on the channel, go to the PayPal link or the Cash App link in the description and show your appreciation by donating any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. This is Real Life Boxing.